Hi. So I kind of wanted to check in, tell you how I'm doing. Tomorrow is 3 weeks, so I'm excited. I mean, this has been an absolute piece of cake, better than I ever expected. I don't regret a thing. I wish that I would have started 3 months earlier when I first started researching this, but to be honest, I had went on YouTube and started looking at videos and it scared the heck out of me. There were so many negative videos of people having initially so many complications, ending up back into the emergency room or hospital. All in all, they said that they were happy and they would do it again, but that just scared the shit out of me. So I thought, well, I could do this on my own and I don't need that surgery. So I decided just to cut out carbs, and I really wasn't so much watching portion sizes, I should say, at least when it came to protein like meat. But I lost like 12 pounds pretty fast. And then we went on vacation. I did really good on vacation, and I came back and I blew it and I gained it all back. And then that's when I decided I got to do this surgery. I need the help, especially after I saw the pictures from a party that I went to, my son's baby shower. I was like, oh my God, that's me. So that's when I made the decision. Uh, like I said, it has been a complete piece of cake. I've probably said this in other videos, but like after 4 days on day 5, I no longer needed my pain medicine, Tylenol, nothing. The only thing I've struggled with for the last, I'd say, 2 weeks, not including this last week, was being weak, kind of feeling faint sometimes. But like, I just attribute it to the fact that I'm probably getting only 550 to 600 calories in a day on the liquid diet. At 2 weeks, I was able to switch over to semi solid, which a lot of them call the pureed diet, but like, there was no way I was going to puree my food. So you eat stuff like cottage cheese, applesauce, eggs, ricotta cheese. I'm Italian, so that's the way we pronounce it. You could make that just like you would make it for lasagna, just without the noodles. I haven't tried it yet, but I have all the ingredients. And let's see, applesauce, anything soft that you could kind of smush with your fork. Like, even, I haven't tried this either, tuna fish salad, tuna salad. And I'm going to try that, but I'm like, I was kind of scared when I first started the semi solid diet because, like, for instance, eggs. I'm in these Facebook groups, and a lot of the people were saying, like, 1 egg. I'm like, 1 egg? Are you kidding me? I could eat 4 eggs. And I thought that I could just automatically eat the 4 eggs. Well, that wasn't the case. I made it a scrambled egg. I sprinkled a little bit of cheese on it. It was an effort to get down the whole egg. And it's weird because there's kind of like a disconnect from your stomach to your brain. Your brain thinks you could eat like you used to, but your stomach won't let you. And that is why this is a tool. Another thing it's weird is like spending your whole life being taught to finish everything on your plate. Like, I come from an Italian family, and you finish everything on your plate plus second and third helpings. So like, this concept of you don't have to finish everything is new to me. A couple times, like, let's say for instance, like a coffee cup right now, I'm eating like these cream soups, like tomato or cream of chicken. I can only eat like this much of the soup. And at first, even that was difficult. And I finished it and I was so uncomfortable that, oh my God, I was freaking out. Now I'm going to stretch my stomach and this surgery is going to be for nothing. And today, actually, I saw this post on Facebook, somebody who thought the same exact thing. And basically, they said that no, you're not going to do that. I mean, obviously, I would assume to believe that if you keep doing it over and over again, that will definitely happen. So I've got to learn to trust my stomach when it tells me to stop. And that's something I have to pay attention to. Now, as far as like being hungry, I am not hungry at all. Not at all. My family has even ordered out on their Friday nights that we used to order out McDonald's, and it doesn't faze me one bit. I hear a lot of people get really sick of the liquid diet. I would be fine to still be on it, honestly. In fact, I was kind of scared to go into the semi solid food because I was afraid I'm doing so well, I didn't want to mess that up. So let me say, like, I am almost 3 weeks out tomorrow and I've lost 20 pounds, which I am so happy with. I'm tinkle. Wait, I don't know what I was going to say. Tinkle pink, is that the wrong saying or what? Um, yeah, I couldn't be happier. Um, I will say this, I am obsessed with weighing myself. Ever since I was 13, I weigh myself every single day. And I'm struggling a little bit because there's been a day where I went up a half a pound and I'm like freaking out. But I've got to kind of put that in check and realize, yeah, one day I may go up a half a pound because maybe I'm retaining water, but then, the next day I could go down a pound. So I think that's going to be something that's going to be really difficult for me, that I'm going to have to somehow get over. I'd like to get to weigh myself once a week, but that's going to be really hard for me. That's just something I've struggled with my whole life. When I was 13, I developed an eating disorder, anorexia, and that's when I became obsessed with the scale. I mean, I am so obsessed with it that it drives me crazy when I go on vacation and I don't know what I weigh. Because to me, that's always kind of been a control thing and guides how I'm going to eat that day I weigh myself. And that loss of control is, to give that up is kind of hard. I know even when I was younger, this is going to sound nuts, but I remember I was in my 20s and we went to Florida. I literally took a scale with me in my suitcase. And honestly, I do it now, but my husband's like, "You are not taking a suitcase or a scale with you on vacation." Uh, so I think that's something I really have to work on because it does really mess with my emotions and how I'm feeling that day. But yeah, that's going to be a goal. I asked my husband if he'd hide the scale for me, and he doesn't want to do that. And I guess it's a good thing. It's something that I have got to learn to get a handle on. So, anyways, I have like another week of semi solid foods. So, tomorrow will be 3 weeks. A week from tomorrow, I start solid foods. And honestly, I am not looking forward to it. Um, it's kind of easy eating this way. I don't have to think about it a lot. I it's comforting to me to know that I've lost well, and I'm really afraid of messing that up. And I'm afraid of these stalls that people say you get at where you lose so much and then all of a sudden you stall and don't lose at all. So I'm terrified. I'll admit it. And I don't know. That's something that I'm going to have to deal with. Yesterday was the first day that I walked. I went and picked my son up from school, so about 20 minutes in total. I did really well. I didn't have to stop on the way going there. I stopped like maybe twice for 30 seconds on the way back. Last year, when I walked, I had to stop several times. I was huffing and puffing. It was horrible. And it's funny because I'm about the same weight as I was last summer. So, but I just feel so much better. I don't know. I mean, prior to this surgery, I was taking tons of Advil and Tylenol every day because I have bursitis in my hips. I was taking 800 milligrams of Tylenol twice a day. I'm sorry, Advil twice a day, and 1,000 milligrams of Tylenol along with it twice a day, which is horrible. I know it's horrible, but I was in so much pain that if I didn't take it, you know, that I couldn't move. And now I'm still taking the Tylenol, but honestly, if I miss it, it's no big deal. So it's just strange. Prior to the surgery, I was even struggling, like standing up and doing dishes. My back would hurt after 5-10 minutes. I'm a little top heavy. It's embarrassing that I just did that, but it hurts my back. And I'm not feeling that. I mean, just 20 pounds, and I've seen such a massive change in the way that I feel. I am so happy I did this, and I'm so looking forward to like a month out, 2 months out, 3 months out. I just hope that I'm doing really well. It's hard not to compare yourself to others online. I mean, I've seen people like lose like 70 pounds in 3-4 months. I want that. Realistically, I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm usually a slow loser, but because I think I've mentioned this in my other videos. I developed binge eating disorder. And because I was doing that maybe 3-4 times a week prior to surgery, that this is such a major shock to my body. And so I think that's why my loss has been so good. I think that'll probably even out. My plans are obviously to start increasing my exercising. I'm going to walk again today. I want to try and walk 15-20 minutes every day. You know, I have a treadmill in my basement. For the last 4 years, it's a clothes hanger. I mean, it's ridiculous. I spend so much money for this treadmill and I don't use it. I do prefer walking outside. Prior to gaining all this weight, I was walking 3 miles a day every day. And doing that, I had lost 15 pounds without even really truly dieting. But everybody thought I lost a ton more. It's just that my body firmed up and changed shapes, and I did it 7 days a week. There were some few times I walked 5 miles. I walked 6 miles one day. It's a kind of a funny story. It was Thanksgiving and I didn't have to have it, which I was thrilled. So I wanted to be able to eat whatever I wanted for Thanksgiving. My mother in law was having it. So I went out in the morning and I walked a total of 6 miles. And it was funny because I remember smelling everybody else cooking and thinking, thank God that's not me right now, you know? And I was able to eat whatever I wanted that day. So that's my goal, to get back to the 3 mile a day walking, you know? Obviously, with the 20 minutes, I'm at a much slower pace than I was at the 3 miles a day because it took me an hour to do that. And it took me a long time to build up to that, you know. At the time, I probably wanted to lose like 30 pounds, but I started out immediately at an hour's walk and it practically killed me, let me tell you. But, you know, after a little while, it didn't. I've always wanted to run. I cannot run. I am like horrible at running. It's reminiscent of when I was a kid, and I've always been heavy my whole life. And they would make us do tracks around the school, and it was so bad. And I would just even cry thinking about it. And I could never do it. And I would get teased about doing it. My gym teacher was so wonderful. I always got an E for effort because I tried. Well, when I was walking, I started doing like, I don't know what they call it. I can't think of it right now, where you walk, 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 and then you do short sprints of jogging and then back to walking. So I started doing that. By the end of that time, right before I quit the walking, because I had to put my parents in a nursing home, which is a whole nother horrible story in the beginning of why I started gaining weight. I actually ran on the treadmill for 45 minutes straight. I was so excited. I was so elated. I never thought in my life I could do that. And it was easy. So then I'm thinking, I'm going to go to my grammar school because my parents still lived in that neighborhood, and I'm going to run around the school finally at age 50 or 48 at the time. So I did. I ran around the school, but I couldn't run nonstop because it's a lot different running on pavement than it is on a treadmill. I learned that real quick, but I did it and I felt like Rocky in the first Rocky movie running up those stairs, you know. I was just happy. So that is my goal, and I, you know, to start building up my walking. So that's about it. I just wanted to check out because I hadn't made a video in a while. And hope you find this, you know, interesting enough. So, you know, and you'd like to follow me, like, subscribe, and comment, I guess is what they say. So thanks for stopping by.